Hey everyone, on Tuesday, August 30th. I'll have a link to the full stream down below in the description if you want to go ahead and watch it, and they'll probably upload it to their YouTube channel because that's usually what they do. So if it's up by the time I upload this, I'll also link that. But if you're watching it on Twitch, be warned, the stream actually starts at about 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Everything before that is just a blank wallpaper screen. Anyways, I'm going to go through the stream and kind of show off some of the highlights. So basically, the DLC starts like any of the other ones where you get a radio signal and you listen to a signal of Bottle and Cappy talking back and forth. They actually have the volume turned down so you really can't hear it that well. If you want to go ahead and absolutely crank the volume of this, then you could do it that way, but you'll be also listening to these two guys talk. So the quest here is all aboard. You can see listen to the Nuka family radio, and then to start the DLC you have to be level 30, but let's go back to the point where they fast travel. Okay, so he's going to the Federal Ration Stockpile. You can see it's just north of Fort Hagen, not too far away. And it's a little northwest of Diamond City. But yeah, he's going to the Federal Ration Stockpile, and then he's going to be heading to the west there. You can see where the Nuka World little transit station is there. And when they get there, there's a... Here, let's go back a bit and let this play. You can see as they're approaching here.
Cool.
So
I think we're...
You can see that this is a new area, like over the Fort Hagen satellite array in the Automatron DLC. They changed that. Oops. I had the speed at 0.67. I accidentally hit the minus sign earlier. But anyways, yeah, when you get here, you can see that there's raiders guarding the entrance to this park. This dude's level 51 on his character, and he gets his ass handed him by these raiders like 3 or 4 times. But his weapons suck. I really wish that, you know, he had some better equipment, because he just has like tons of random weapons in his inventory. So he gets killed a few times, but it's a recommended level 30 DLC. I'm sure if you're level 30 with a decent set of armor, because he's not wearing any, I think, or just like 1 or 2 pieces, or... Anyways. Oh, he has actually a pretty high damage resistance, 301, 29, and 100, so take it back. Either way, his weapon sucked. If you came in here with anything that could get some sneak attack criticals, like a plasma rifle or something, you'll be set. But yeah, you get a couple unique raiders in there, a couple ones with names that are a little bit tougher, and basically... once you go ahead and fight all of them, you head down into the transit center, and you can see in here that once they get inside this transit center, I'll show, like, they come down a little staircase, they open the transit center.
We did it. We survived.
They load a save because I guess some story stuff happens right here that they don't want to show on stream. Speak to Harvey, so obviously you're gonna talk to someone down here, and they're gonna, you know, tell you more about the DLC, more than I know. And yeah, they go ahead and they skip, and basically this DLC starts off with what is called the Gauntlet. It's like, and pretty much the whole stream is him running through the Gauntlet, dying a bunch of times, the two of these dudes. They are running through this gauntlet. So the gauntlet's set up by raiders, and people arrive through this transit center. These raiders are on the, you know, the communications thing, and they're like, oh, you suck, man, you're gonna get killed. You go through this door, you get death. You go through that door, you get death. And there's just a bunch of traps along the way, a bunch of locks to pick, a bunch of like turrets and rooms in random places. And you can see here these... Oh, I'll take my mouse off, sorry about that. You can see these trash cans. When you see these Nuka World themed trash cans, you can see that you get the Nuka-cade tickets in there, and there's also tokens. So you can use those when you actually get into the park. So keep an eye out for any of those trash cans, or I guess anything else, because assume there'll be more, they'll be in more than one, you know, loot location.
We'll see more on that later.
But yeah, just keep an eye out for them. You can pick up those and get some free tokens. But here's the first example of what exactly goes on in this gauntlet. So you see him step into this room. It's going to take him a few seconds. And you can already kind of see that there's turrets in a few different locations on the wall. And there's one on the desk there. But yeah, now he's just getting lit up by all these turrets. And you can see on his radar, it comes at the bottom exactly how many they are. So you're either sneaking through here, or you're getting a lot of like, you know, long-range criticals. Or you're just booking it through and, you know, hammering yourself full of stim packs. So this definitely looks like probably one of the more challenging, you know, DLCs, but I assume on my like Buffy Let's Play, where I'm not using any armors, any companions, any stim packs, anything like that, it still won't be that hard. But definitely looks fun. I mean, Fallout 4 is pretty easy. And really the thing that makes it the easiest is how good the gunplay is in comparison to Fallout 3 in New Vegas, where it was pretty lacking. Though it was quite a bit better in New Vegas just because you could aim down sights. But yeah, basically you're going to be running through this whole thing, I've said basically for the 100th time, taking out tons of different, you know, enemies and stuff like that. They really don't show too much else other than this. At one point, I think maybe it is here, you get to a point where there's 3 doors anyways. Yeah, here we go. So you can see that there's 3 doors, and the dude on the comm says, "Oh, all the doors lead to death." And if you go to door number 3, spoiler alert, obviously, it drops a ton of grenades. You'll see in a second, boom, and he doesn't really move away. Thankfully he survives. And then behind door number 2, it's nothing, really, just a bunch of heads and that monkey. And then door number 1 is the way to go, and you can kind of see through the cracks of this thing that obviously it is, because you can see the pathway. And then, what else do we got through here? So, yeah, he goes underground, another room with a ton of turrets. Like, I'm excited for this little gauntlet because of how much experience this looks all to me. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, if you get like one idiot savant and you just start running through here, you're getting like 5 and 3 times experience on everything, that's gonna be sick. But yeah, lots of lockpicks in here. So if you don't have an expert lockpick skill, then get your lockpick skill up. They said that obviously you can like find keys and find holotapes with terminal passwords, but when you're in these like, you know, high stress sort of situations, if you want to call it that, and he just steps on a trap, you don't necessarily want to be looking around while a ton of enemies are attacking you. And I keep putting my hand or my mouse on the screen.
They're new, right? Yeah,
then yeah, like you don't want to be getting attacked by like these things like rad rats while you're searching for something. So anyways, yeah, rad rats, new enemy. They said that it's sort of like a subtle reference to Charlotte's Web, I think. I don't even remember what they said, but there's supposedly
and that's sort of the inspiration for one layer of the creatures in the park is sort of like,
I think he's talking about it.
Or the rats stealing food at night. E.B. White's contribution to Fallout.
All right, well, I just talked over it anyways. Yeah, got some rats there, and then you can see this alien thing here, this like robot alien. It's pretty much like a turret. It's pretty much just a reskin turret with a different weapon, and I wish you'd search the body there to see what ammo type it was using. I assume fusion cells, but still, that'd be cool if it had like, you know, alien blaster rounds, considering there's only one place to get those in the game. But that's that room. It's got some rats in there. That's the first glimpse you get of those. You can see those King Colas, and there's this part has a ton of trip mines. But at one point, they stop disarming them because they just don't see these trip mines. But they don't even realize they have like the light step thing or whatever. I think it's like Sneak 3 in this game where you get it. But yeah, you can just walk past those trip mines if you have that perk. So if you're like already decked out with all your perks and you're like a super high level, you'll probably have a bunch of things that make this way, 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 way easier. So yeah, this part has a bunch of trip mines, and I'm going to go back because I just can't line it up perfectly, but just up ahead you'll see, oh shucks, I went a little too far. Yeah, he's going across this bridge. And when you're in this room, you can see the bridge is breaking, and then he tries to go ahead and make the jump, fails, and proceeds to get attacked by 3 Mirelurks, I believe. So if you don't want to get attacked by these Mirelurks, then obviously make it across the bridge your first try. I will definitely be jumping down the lake and not even giving a damn because I want to kill the Mirelurks. But there's also the experience for picking the lock, so I'll probably pick the lock up on the bridge and then jump down. So, and you also see in a second here, because they have to reload the save and come back through all of this. Oh yeah, they actually fall back pretty far. Did I go too far? Oh yeah, I did go a little too far. So,
I think people are.
Oh shucks. Oh, okay, well anyways, there's just like a little path up from the water where the Mirelurks are. Tiny little path, and then the 2 doors meet each other. So if you go across the bridge versus falling down, it's not like you come out of 2 far separated locations. They're right beside each other. So if you want to go back down, it's not hard to go and, you know, kill those 3 Mirelurks. And then in this room, there's some poisonous gas, and you can also see this giant Radroach pops out of this corner, legendary Radroach. Think that's definitely the biggest Radroach in the game. Not as cool as legendary Blowfly in New Vegas, though. That thing was epic. But yeah, in this room, there's some poisonous gas, so I believe they said there is a holotape where you can just use that and get the password. Or if you have an expert science skill, you can hack this terminal here and fix it up that way. Then I believe at the end of that, he just exits outside to the, I forget, let's just double check here. I want to see what the door says when he looks at it to get the name right. So yeah, he's exiting to the maintenance shed. And then he comes out behind this like car place. And you'll see here in a second how he dies. Oh yeah, right. So let's actually watch him die here, because we get to look at some more enemies. We get to look at the ants. So there you can see the flying ant swarms. Pretty cool. Not as cool as Cazador's. And then you actually get some like soldier ants of sorts. Once again, similar to New Vegas in a way, since they had like the... Oh, and Fallout 3 actually. Not giving the game credit. Weren't they in the original Fallout 2 maybe? I don't know. Anyways, just giant worker ants basically. And glowing ants. So I hope there's like, you know, a mythic ant or something like that. Something really cool. I just want more enemy types. I hate grinding like the same ones over and over again when I'm leveling up on my character, even though I haven't played in a while. But this will definitely get me back into it. And then once you come out of this thing, you have a bunch of raiders on this little grate above you, attacking you. And they said that if you want, you can come back. There is another way to get on top of this to loot these raiders that you kill, or you can just go past them. This dude level 51, and oh no wait, they loaded a different character, so I actually have no clue what level this guy is. But that has a skull on it, so I'm gonna assume that it's not like anything higher than level 50, since it's a recommended level 30 DLC. I assume that this other character that they loaded is a lot lower of a level, but anyways. Basically a bunch of raiders up on top, and they're all the different raider factions. And then this is the cola cars, and they skip past that because there's more story. And then this is where yeah, you can see the sign there, and you just said this is the hub. This is Nuka Town, USA. You can see that there's the market right there. You can see some new armor on this raider there. Cool head. And then they're also going to show the map, and let me just skip forward a tiny bit. And this one here, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it actually. Oh wait, let's wait till it's a little bit better. Okay, that's good enough. In the bottom right there, you can see the gray parking area, sort of. That's where you come out. That's the transit station. And then the little blue building, like sort of in that bottom corner, just above it, that's the car place that I was just talking about. I already forget the name of it. You exit through there. That's pretty much where you come into the park. And just to the left of that there, so I don't know if this will pick up my mouse, but basically this little green circular area towards the bottom right, to the left of this blue shack looking thing, is what you saw in the trailer, where, you know, it's that big Nuka Town sign, all the people walking around, and then it pans out and it shows you the rest of the park in the back. And they said that this map is actually sort of to scale, like they zoomed out in game and then used that as a reference for the painting. And I'm definitely gonna go stop by EB Games on my way home from work tomorrow, because they said that starting tomorrow you can walk into EB Games or GameStop. They only mentioned US and Canada, but I guess, you know, try your luck, give them a call, and you can ask for the Nuka World poster, and it is free. So all you gotta do is ask for it, and hopefully you'll be able to get one. I hope, you know, they have more than just a couple, because I definitely want one, but I'll have to stop on my way home. And it's double-sided. I believe that Nuka Girl is on the other side of it. Let's see if we can get him to show it here. I guess I'll just let it play for a second.
And I went to the amusement park for a little break the other day.
Oh yeah, you can sort of see it.
Quite similar to this.
You can see it when he's flipping it down around there.
I went to
I think he maybe lifts it up in a little bit. But anyways, it is double-sided, so that Nuka Girl, you'll see the picture in a second, is, or in a little bit. That's the other side of the poster. Anyways, I'll let some of this dialogue with Nira go.
Like dog meat back there. Photobomb. Look at that face.
Error. System malfunction.
Are you finished wasting my time, you filthy low-life scabber? Cause I'm getting bored, and when I get bored, I get violent.
Say that again, and your malfunctioning system is going to be the least of your problems.
So a lot of people had commented online that calling Nira Bottle. So Nira is actually a new addition to the park right before it got destroyed. And she was sort of a greeter bot, like an information bot. So she's technically not Bottle that you see, the Bottle and Cappy.
Would she be a friendly friend of Bottle?
Yeah, she would be the Miss Pac-Man to Bottle's Pac-Man, something like that.
Tell me more about this tampering incident.
Internal systems monitoring recorded an unauthorized shutdown with functionality. My audio receptors recorded the entire event, and I submitted a holotape. Now don't you worry.
Sure. Yeah, so she's had a little tampering with her system. So she has sort of a split personality. Another great example of our quest designers going crazy, and actually a good thematic example of the Raiders and Rides theme that's throughout Nuka World. It's that contrast of ultraviolets and a decaying cartoon sculpture, or just creating that really even the good versus evil that you can sort of play through. That creates a lot of fun opportunities and a lot of drama and tension. And so we always try to think like Raiders and Rides when you have something cute and something crazy right next to each other.
And so I guess that opened up a quest for me.
The different areas of the park.
With pleasure.
And then I love this rundown.
A course for the stars in the galactic zone, and see the amazing future of mankind's journey into space. Explore Starport.
Study the map while she talks.
Blast into adventure aboard the Nuka Galaxy roller coaster. Travel back in time to Dry Rock Gulch, where you can walk the dusty streets of a frontier town. See history come to life in our authentic reenactment.
We do have one more giveaway. We have one more Monopoly, and if we die, we will give that away. Otherwise, we'll find a way to give it away.
We might have to blow ourselves up to give that away.
We could do that.
Animals from all over the world. challenge the hedge maze and climb the towering treehouse, where you'll enjoy a
So she's talking about the zones, which I think a lot of people have seen from the initial write-up that got posted during E3, and obviously from the map. When we were laying out the park, we really wanted each zone to sort of be transportive in that if you go to the feeling of the Wild West when you're in the middle of that zone, or the feeling of the world of tomorrow when you're in the Galactic Zone. So once you're inside the walls of any given zone, we did a lot of work to make new custom artwork that really transported you. It didn't feel like any other zone or anything like in the base game.
That's cool. I mean, and it's totally appropriate for a theme park to do that.
Yeah, and as far as we could, we took that into the enemies you fight in that zone, into the weapons you might use or clothes. There's not one for every zone, but there's a lot of stuff across the board that lets you sort of role play within that zone and interact with that part of the story.
Cool.
Alright, so you just got a quick view at one of the quests there where you're collecting some medals, and you also saw Nira, who tells you a bit about the park, and you got to hear that the different zones are all very differently designed, so that it doesn't look like anything from the base game, and it doesn't look like, and like each of the zones kind of have a different feel to them. So that's cool. Change of scenery is also nice. You know, I liked in Fallout 3 how there was, you know, Operation Anchorage, where it just completely brought you into a different world, and there was the pit, you know, even though it's still with the theme of a destroyed city, it was obviously an entirely new feel. Like, there was a lot of verticality to it, you know, and you're going through all those, like, different areas on, like, the scaffolding and stuff. But anyways, here's a view at the Nuka. So basically you can go up to the machines here at the side, and you can use pre-war money to buy tokens. Oops, I'm going in the wrong direction. So you can go to the token dispenser, pay with some pre-war money, pick up the Nuka tokens, and then play games. So at this one, you're just shooting targets. That was in the trailer, pretty straightforward, and then you get tickets for when you win. But obviously there's little ways to like cheat, so obviously you see here that this guy whips out the minigun, where it's a lot easier to,
you'd be able to cheat, use certain weapons or not.
You know, like he's explaining right now, you can just you sort of cheat in the games, and obviously the minigun just blasting away at these targets is much easier and, you know, to do than actually aiming with a single shot weapon or something. If you suck at aiming. But they do point out obviously that, you know, it's a theme park ran by raiders. You know, no one really gives a damn if you're going to be cheating at these dumb little games. And then here he picks up a little commie whacker weapon thing, new melee weapon, right there. And then he uses this to go ahead and whack the different things. I'm not sure if there's a way to cheat on this game. Seems like the sort of one where, you know, you're really limited by how fast you can swing. So there's a knife sitting there. Obviously you can swing faster with that. So if you go with a quick little blade, I assume, once again, because the knife is sitting right there on the machine, that's going to be, you know, the cheating way to do it. Now he shows the basketball thing, and you can throw basketballs. I forget if you hold down reload, or maybe you hold down, like,
sports fans, this is Andre Drummond right there.
I don't know. One of the buttons you hold down, I think it's reload. The longer you hold it down, the further you throw objects, in case you didn't already know that.
That was a good looking shot.
So that's how you can do this. Or you can see in a second here, he decides to just equip the junk jet, load it up with all the basketballs, and then shoot them in that way. I assume that you can like just jump up on the machine itself and like drop the basketball directly into it, like standing on top of it, you know what I mean? Or I bet you could even pick up the basketballs, stand beside it, go into your Pip-Boy, and then drop the basketballs one by one. So, you know, there's ways to like cheat all these games if all you just want is easy tickets. Not sure exactly what the tickets buy. And then for this one, once again, it's similar to basketball, because he's going to show you can just like jump up on the actual machine and you know, drop the ball into the hole directly, and it's much easier to do that way if you're good at dropping the ball into the hole. Some of us better than
You
others, I
can
guess.
find tickets and
But
tokens throughout. You can
anyways, that's
find-
pretty
there
much, I
it
think, the
is.
last
There it is. It comes out next
view
week, on
at the
August 30th,
at the
PS4,
arcade thing.
Xbox
So
One,
yeah, next
PC.
week, all
We have a
consoles,
couple more
August
stories on
30th.
Bethesda Net going up this
And
week, so
And
little
once
more
again,
to
as
tide
he's
you
explaining
over,
right now,
and,
more
we hope you
stories coming up
enjoyed.
on Bethesda
Yeah,
Net, so
it's been a
keep
really
your eyes
exciting
peeled
week.
there.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
And
We died a
that's
lot.
going to be it
We
for
gave
my
away
video.
prizes.
If you enjoyed it, likes and comments are always appreciated. You can subscribe. I'll be posting Nuka World content as much as I can when it comes out. I'll be playing every chance I get, and Let's Plays and all that. And once Nuka World is done, I'll slow down for a bit, but if you still enjoy my videos, I'm going to be playing Dishonored later in the year. I'm going to be playing more Skyrim. I'll always be playing Fallout. So, you know, thanks everyone who's been watching, really. Yeah, that's it for this one. So, until next time, bye for now.